wanted to take out the Zoom Fly Flyknit today, just to see how it feels. It's like a 3-year-old shoe at least in my closet, so I wanted to compare it a little bit to the Next Percent 4%, Next Percent 2, which came in the mail today, but it feels a little dead, as you might expect for a 3-year-old shoe. The foam does deteriorate, ages a little bit, so I feel good. We'll talk more about it later, but the shoe's definitely a little flat. Climbing those mountains there just a couple days. It was a little wet this weekend, but it's really nice up there, good views, so we'll be getting up there again soon. We're off the bridge now, about 4.5 miles in. These shoes are definitely flat, but we're not too far from being done, so we'll make it. Got to run down on Main Street and get some stuff before we wrap up the run and talk about what we did. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Just clear the whole rack.
I'm sorry?
Just clear the whole rack.
It's weird. I was just thinking, like, earlier today, it's like a year ago, where I couldn't find toilet paper anywhere.
Tell me about it. That is so crazy. People don't realize that was a year ago. Shortage on paper towels and toilet paper.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I used to live in the city.
So did I, yeah.
My guy did. You did?
Yeah, I was in the Upper East Side last year.
I was in Upper Manhattan by Dykeman.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Rite Aid I was working in didn't have this or paper towels at all. So when that was there, it was like limited stock.
Yeah. Yeah, it was no matter where I went, like if I was trying to go to the office or something, like there was no, didn't matter, like everything was out. Alright.
You want a bag for these?
No, no, it's okay. You got this far.
Alright, definitely.
Alright, thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, a year ago today, we couldn't get toilet paper. Crazy. One of the things that I totally forgot to mention while I was opening up the Next Percent 2, and I didn't even think about it at the time, but the Next Percent 1, opening up that box was like a big event for Nike, I guess. They had the special black box. You got a backpack or a drawstring bag or whatever you want to call it. But the Next Percent 2 just comes in the typical orange box that every other shoe comes in. That's kind of just a Nike classic box. You can find it at the outlets. So I guess they're kind of over all the hype for the Next Percent. I don't have the Alpha Fly, so I don't know if that came with anything like a special box or bag. I'm kind of curious to look it up now, but the Next Percent 2 just comes with the shoes in an orange shoe box and no special backpack or anything like that, like the Next Percent 1 did. So. Alright, so we finished the run today in the Zoom Fly Flyknit that I was talking about before. It's definitely got some age to it. I took it out because I thought it would be fun. It'd be fun to compare the Flyknit of the 4% and the Zoom Fly Flyknit to that of the Next Percent 2. It's definitely a different feel like I talked about earlier, but this foam is probably 3 or 4 years old at this point since I bought the shoe. It feels okay to the fingers. It's not completely dead. It still has a nice bounce and squish to it, but when I put it on my feet, it definitely has, 150 or so miles in it. At my weight, around 220, 230 pounds, depending on when I'm racing or running. And then 3 years just kind of sitting in the closet, it definitely took a beating, and it doesn't feel like it has the oomph and power that it used to. When I first loved this shoe and used it as a tempo day or even a race day, if you were kind of doing a tune-up race, or before the 4% came out, this was something that I could run in a race in the park or something like that. So it was fun. Definitely got a feel for the Flyknit. One of the things that I think you do need to be careful about and that I'm going to be mindful of when I use the Next Percent 2 is that now that it's back to the Flyknit, it's really easy to lace these up too tight. So when I was out, I stopped about halfway and had to loosen them up. And the reason is there's really no tongue. There's really no anything besides Flyknit. And when you put, it's very easy to pull the laces down too tight. You can really feel those strings across your feet, and you kind of feel that feeling that your feet are going numb because you just laced them up too tightly. The Next Percent 1 with the vapor weave material, it just kind of had a snug fit as it was, so I didn't need to tie it down as much. So just something to be mindful of and that I need to be careful of when I go back to anything with Flyknit or the Next Percent 2. Just to be very careful and kind of get that lacing right, because it's going to be very easy to over tighten it and feel kind of sore and pain throughout the race. You don't want that, so I'll have to get used to that before actually going out there for a marathon or anything else. But still a good run. Wrapping up for the day, so thanks for watching and stay tuned.